Hey, real quick before I get into the video, got a few days left for the first round of contests in the February Subscriber Appreciation Month contest thing I got going on. So check the links in the description box below to get in on those contests. All right, now the video. Well, hey everybody. Not going to be... Oh, there we go. Not going to be a super long video today. Unfortunately, I do not have much time today because of everything that's going on. I've got to meet with the tax person tonight to do my taxes for the business, which I absolutely hate. So I've got all kinds of stuff to do in the meantime. But I wanted to check in with you real quick, make some kind of video today. I've got to cover this area here. This is going to be a new garden bed for next year, and I've got plans for this area here. But I've got a ton of those wood chips that you saw from the other video that I need to get here. Here's the situation though. I've got frozen ground right now. I loaded those wood chips up on a trailer, some of them, during one of our nice days that we were having when it was in the 50s and 60s. And then it rained that day. Well, overnight that night, it got down into the teens and froze, so those wood chips turned into a frozen mess. Well, then it thawed out again, and it was nice and 60 degrees, and I wanted to bring the trailer back here and get those dumped out, but when it's nice and 60 degrees, the ground's a muddy mess. So my plan is to bring the trailer back here while the ground's frozen and leave it. Wait for it to warm up again, and then get everything off while it's already in place. Then wait for it to freeze again, and then get the trailer back out of here. So if you saw the video, I'll put a card here, where I took out that telephone pole and that walnut tree and that bush and stuff to make some more light for the garden. This is the aftermath here, and you can't tell, but it's about 8 feet tall. And I still got a little bit more to go. This guy, and then I've got to dig these wires out. See this here? This is the wire that was the electric going up to that light. There's another one over here. You can see how much was left of that telephone pole. Not much at all. Even what is left that's all that was holding that guy. But I got to get this out of here, and then that is the mess left over from that bush. So those will pop out with the truck, no problem. This guy, I'll just dig down and flush it over for now. But so that's coming up. Wood chips being moved. Probably a big bonfire there. Maybe we'll do the old 12 gauge dragon's breath fire lighting trick again. I'll put a card up there for that one. Got some branches down from various things. I made a video. I'll again put a card up there for it, talking about what I wanted to do with this area back here. It's just wasted space, which I can't stand. I hate it. Also here, along the backside of this pond, I'd like to get all this cleaned out. Maybe leave a couple of the bigger trees, but all these little guys that have grown up, there's really no point in having those there, and it blocks off sunlight to this area, and it just looks terrible. And there's this little island. You can never usually see it, but this right here, the water's low right now. Or the water's not actually low. The debris in there is high right here, but this kind of floats across there, and it's a pretty neat little spot, but it's been so overgrown, and I haven't gotten to that yet, but I plan to clean this up a little bit too. So that's coming up. This area here, I want to do blackberries. I mentioned that in another video. I've got some that come in naturally over here, but they're not the thornless type, which is fine. But once this stuff's all in bloom, it's tough to get to those. But I got this spot here, and I think I want to do a couple fruit trees and some blackberries, because I cut down 2 of my peach trees. They were not doing well. I lost an apple tree to lightning, so I want to get those replaced. This cabin. We are so close on this cabin, and people, I'm sorry for the shaky video. I'm stumbling across the mud here, but so many comments about the cabin lately. and I do want to get back on it ASAP. I did get all this cleared out around here, but this at the top, I've got to do this in the back, and then close in the eaves up under here. But I've got to get this closed in and then get the ridge vent on, and then you can see this area here. I've got to get that closed in as well as this. And then I did get a wood burner for in here, just a small one of those like travel portable. I don't know if I'd really call it portable, but like for a hot tent type situation. I got one of those to put in there, and we'll get that done pretty soon. I do have the wood to close the top of that in back here already, and I got something for the fire pit as well. It's kind of it's called some kind of swivel cooker or something or another. It's basically like a post that goes in the ground with a grill that slides on and off of the fire. So we'll put that in this week too. So hopefully, depending on what the weather does, we should have some pretty decent videos coming up this week. I've got these holes everywhere. Can't really tell, but there's holes from digging the clay out for the chinking in the cabin. And I've fallen in this one twice. So I've got to I gotta fill those in too before somebody, most likely me, ends up getting hurt back here. But I apologize for my phone going crazy. Oh, one more thing I want to show you. Coming back down this way, I've got a big buck that I keep seeing, and I found a big rub back here. Oof, I almost went down. I've got a big rub on a tree up here that I wanted to show you, and I've got to get this cleaned up this year. I don't know if you guys remember the first video when we first bought this place. There was like an old rotten tree house, and the tree and the house have fallen down. So I gotta get that cleaned up. But check this out. You hunters will appreciate this. That's a good sign. So we're on the lookout for that guy. Hopefully he's still hanging around here. I see him every once in a while. But anyway, I've got to get going. I've got to go. I lost May's tax records. I can't seem to find them. I bought some equipment this past year, and I had a bill of sale for it, and I don't know what I did with that. So I've got to go meet with the guy and have him write me another bill of sale for that. And you know, you have to write off every little thing you can. So I've got mounds and mounds and piles and boxes and so many receipts I've got to go through and get ready for the tax guy to do his thing. I hate waiting until the last minute in April. I want to get it over with. No, I don't get one of these refunds. I wish, but I just want it over with, so I don't have it hanging over my head anymore. But lots of stuff coming up next week, more entertaining than me walking around in the mud trying to explain it to you. But yeah, that's it for today, unfortunately. Not much action, but thanks everybody who's been watching the videos and interacting with the channel, everybody that's gotten in on the contest. If you haven't yet, check the description box below for links to those videos, and we'll see you tomorrow in the next one.